You ever wake up, check your phone, and instantly know the internet is about to explode harder than a Kardashian family group chat during a cheating scandal? Yeah, that was today. Because out of nowhere, Bino just dropped a bomb so nuclear, it makes Chernobyl look like a sparkler on New Year's Eve. There's actual medical records blasted across social media like screenshots from a messy breakup gone wrong. And the moment Chrisean Rock saw it, though, trust me, she didn't just gasp, she detonated. This isn't your average celebrity baby drama, no. This is the type of leak that makes lawyers start sweating, PR teams start praying, and Blueface's family tree start vibrating like it's trying to detach itself from the mess. 1 minute everything was normal. The next minute Jer's private info is trending harder than Beyonce prize dropping an album. How did Bino get it? Why did he release it? And what made him snap so hard he turned into the hip-hop WikiLeaks? Overnight, buckle up because what you're about to hear makes love and hip-hop look like Sesame Street. This scandal, it's not unfolding, it's erupting, and we're diving straight into the blast zone. The moment Bino hit post, the entire internet froze like it had just witnessed a celebrity accidentally go live with the wrong camera angle. Nobody blinked, nobody breathed, and absolutely nobody expected Jer's private medical records to drop like a surprise mixtape. What made it even crazier was Bino's caption for words, all uppercase, y'all deserve the truth. That alone had the blogs foaming at the mouth. You could practically hear the Twitter servers wheezing from the surge. People didn't even know what they were looking at yet. But the word medical next to Junior was enough to make half the fanbase panic and the other half grab popcorn like it was movie night. For months, whispers floated around about Jer's health, about secret appointments, about Chrisean keeping things private for a reason. But this wasn't privacy. This was a full-blown digital guillotine, and Bino wasn't just exposing a document. He was exposing an entire storyline that had been carefully duct-taped together. You could almost feel the air shift as people zoomed in, screenshot by screenshot, like detective interns working their first real case. The kind of intensity that makes crime podcasts jealous. Chrisean's reaction hit the internet like a power outage. One moment she was silent. The next she was typing with the fury of someone who just found out their best friend stole their man and their charger. Her first message wasn't even words. Just a long string of emojis, all of them screaming for help. Then came the real punch, Bino, you're done. And suddenly the fans were treated to a live meltdown that made every reality TV reunion look like a church potluck. She wasn't shocked, she was volcano-level furious, the type of heat that melts friendships, phones, and anyone standing within emotional range. But the real question lingered like a smoke cloud after a bad breakup. How did Bino get those records? Chrisean swore she didn't share them. Blueface was locked up. Hazeley was on her own planet. Carlosa has the energy of someone who would leak a recipe just for drama. But even she wasn't involved this time. That left one person, someone close enough to access paperwork but petty enough to weaponize it. And the more people dug, the more it became obvious Bino didn't stumble on the truth. He went hunting for it. Fans immediately split into two camps. Group A, Chrisean been hiding something. Group B, Bino is out of pocket. Group C, which nobody asked for but always exists, Illuminati confirmed. Meanwhile, blogs were spinning the story faster than a DJ with overdue rent. Headlines popped up like weeds. Jer's medical leak shocks industry. Chrisean blindsided. Bino burns every bridge standing. It became the Hunger Games of public opinion. And nobody knew who to root for behind the chaos. The details inside the leak sparked even more confusion. Every line of the report raised new questions. Like a plot twist written by someone who hasn't slept in 3 days, but still wants to deliver a masterpiece. The numbers didn't add up. Some notes looked recent, others looked old. It felt less like a medical report and more like a scavenger hunt for anxiety. And people were eating it up, dissecting every phrase with the seriousness of surgeons. Then came the twist nobody saw coming. Bino went live. The energy was unhinged. He didn't come on calm. He didn't come on prepared. He came on like a man who had been waiting for this exact moment since the dinosaurs died. He started talking fast, loud, and too confidently for someone who had just posted what could easily be considered a lawsuit. Starter pack, he claimed he was tired of the lies, tired of the fake narratives, tired of being painted like the black sheep while everyone else pretended to be saints. The comment section moved so quickly it looked like a slot machine having a panic attack. Bino's voice cracked, but not because he was emotional, because he was livid. He talked about being kept in the dark, about being betrayed, about being used like a spare tire the family only remembered when things got messy. It felt less like a confession and more like a manifesto written by someone who listens to too many diss tracks, and the moment he said, "I ain't lying, I got more," fans lost their collective minds. People started screen recording like renters saving proof of a toxic landlord. And that line alone became a meme within minutes. Meanwhile, celebrities who had nothing to do with the situation suddenly had opinions. Of course they did, the spotlight was too bright to resist. Tory Lanez's cousin's barbershop's intern allegedly posted about it. Sulia Boy claimed he knew it was coming. Academics popped up looking like he had been waiting for the apocalypse just to narrate it. Even Blueface's old high school friend's hairdresser tried to go viral by pretending she saw something once. It became a circus and every clown wanted a spotlight. The memes, oh, they were elite, immaculate, Olympic level. Someone photoshopped Junior holding a confidentiality agreement. Another posted a picture of Bino dressed like a hacker from a budget action movie. Someone even made a fake FBI wanted poster caption, wanted, for excessive oversharing. It was internet gold, but the backlash hit Bino like a tidal wave. Fans started asking legal questions, with the confidence of people who watched one Law and Order episode. Isn't this illegal? Can you do that? Does HIP apply to cousins? Nobody knew the actual answers, but it didn't matter, the speculation was better than facts. It became the social media version of an unsupervised class, where the substitute teacher gave up. 10 minutes in. Chrisean, however, wasn't laughing, she wasn't memming, she wasn't joking. Her energy shifted from shock to vengeance. She began hinting that she knew secrets too. Secrets Bino wouldn't want online. And that right there sent the timeline into cardiac arrest. Nothing is more powerful than to people with nuclear information and terrible impulse control. You could feel the countdown ticking. Fans swarmed her comments like spectators waiting for an explosion. But in the shadows of the drama, an eerie detail started emerging. Parts of the medical paperwork didn't match her timeline. There were inconsistencies, numbers that didn't align, dates that weren't possible. And suddenly people weren't just questioning the leak. They were questioning whether Bino had been set up, or whether he had manufactured parts of the truth. That theory alone turned the scandal from chaotic to historic. Was Bino exposing Junior? Or exposing himself? Blogs were posted side-by-side comparisons like they were forensic analysts. TikTok detectives entered the chat with headsets on, ready to solve a case nobody hired them for. Some said the report looked edited, others swore it was real. A group of fans even started calling themselves medical record review experts, despite having no credentials. Beyond an internet connection and too much free time, things escalated. Again when Chrisean jumped back online and dropped a bomb of her own, not a document, not a screenshot, but a threat. Keep going, I promise you, no explanation, no follow-up. Just pure dramatic Netflix villain staring into the camera energy. And that message alone broke every blog algorithm in the country. Meanwhile, Bino doubled down like a man who had no intention of stepping away from the fire. He posted cryptic messages, deleted them, reposted them, added emojis, removed them, and left behind enough digital breadcrumbs to confuse Hansel and Gretel. He kept saying, "More truth is coming," which is exactly what someone says, right? Before the internet collectively diagnoses them with allergies to calmness. Then celebrities began reacting directly. Amber Rose posted a vague shade-filled comment. Whack 100 inserted himself like he always does. Even Tamara Braxton chimed in with a y'all messy gif that instantly hit 1 million views. But the turning point, the exact moment everything flipped from crazy to historic, was when Ginger's pediatrician's office issued a statement, a carefully worded, legally polished, PR-approved message reminding the world that any unauthorized release of medical records is a violation. Suddenly, people realized this wasn't just a drama, it was a potential case. And the internet loves drama, but it loves legal drama even more. Chrisean supporters rallied like an army, demanding accountability. Bino supporters says he exposed the truth, and the neutral crowd grabbed snacks and pulled up chairs because at this point, the story was writing itself. With the world watching, Chrisean hinted she was planning a sit-down interview. The kind where someone cries, someone apologizes, and the interviewer nods to slowly. Meanwhile, Bino teased another drop like a rapper promoting a diss track. And just when everyone thought the chaos couldn't get any deeper, another twist bubbled up. Someone close to Bino leaked that he wasn't acting out of righteous anger. He was acting out of revenge. A personal feud. A private disagreement. Something that had been simmering long before Junior was even born. And that revelation hit harder than any leaked document could. Suddenly the story wasn't about Ginger's medical records. It was about betrayal. Family imploding. Truth being weaponized. Cloud poisoning every relationship it touched. The internet didn't just watch. It chose sides. And the war officially began. The shockwaves from Bino's leak didn't fade, they multiplied. What started as one reckless upload spiraled into a full-blown public meltdown. That spread faster than a rumor in a high school hallway. Suddenly every conversation, every live stream, every "you didn't hear this from me but" voice memo circled back to the same explosive question. What happens now? The world wasn't just watching the drama, it was dissecting it like a frog in a middle school science class. And nobody was prepared for how deep the fallout would cut. Chrisean's inner circle tightened. Instantly, people who were always loud suddenly went silent, which only made fans even more suspicious. The quieter the room got, the more theories started swirling. Some said the documents were real. Others said Bino tampered with them out of spite. And a whole different group insisted this was all part of some bigger, darker plan that had been brewing behind closed doors. While everyone else was distracted by TikTok dances and celebrity breakups, every angle looked messier than the last, and every theory added gasoline to an already raging fire. Meanwhile, Bino acted like the internet wasn't collapsing because of him. He posted cryptic quotes about truth hurting and loyalty having limits, like a dramatic poet who just discovered Instagram for the first time. Fans weren't buying it. They wanted answers, not fortune cookie wisdom, but instead of clarity. He doubled down with even more vague declarations that made people question if he was unraveling, or if he was playing some kind of long, dangerous game of chess that nobody else understood. But the real turning point came when someone, extremely close to the situation, someone who didn't even want their name, whispered claimed that Bino had been spiraling for months. According to them, this wasn't about Junior, this wasn't about the truth. This was about resentment that had been building so long it fossilized. Bino didn't just snap, he detonated from the inside out. And the medical leak was just the first explosion in a chain reaction he couldn't control anymore. That revelation hit the internet like a meteor, cracking open every assumption and leaving fans scrambling for answers. Chrisean's response became sharper with each passing hour. She didn't bother hiding her fury anymore. Her posts dripped with rage, disappointment, and a level of betrayal that felt almost cinematic. You could hear the exhaustion in her words, the kind that comes from fighting too many battles in too little time. She kept hinting that she had information she kept locked away out of respect, but could release if pushed too far. That threat alone sent shockwaves across every social platform. Because when someone like her says "don't push me," the world knows she means every syllable. Celebrities continued jumping into the chaos like it was a pool party. Some offered sympathy, others offered shade, and a few couldn't resist making jokes that they would definitely regret later. It became a digital stampede of opinions, reactions, memes, and think pieces. But beneath all the noise, one sobering reality kept resurfacing: the leak had consequences nobody could spin away. With a cute caption, public trust had been shattered, private bonds had been destroyed, and the people at the center of it were drowning in scrutiny they never asked for. The legal conversation intensified too. Lawyers began chiming in online with the casual confidence of people who love explaining complicated things to strangers. They started breaking down what could happen next: investigations, civil actions, potential charges. Even if Bino avoided the worst of it, the stain on his reputation was permanent. He didn't just cross a line. He built a bridge over it, set it on fire, and waved from the other side like he was proud of the chaos. Fans started turning on him as more inconsistencies in the documents surfaced: edits, cropped areas, missing fields. It became painfully obvious that some parts didn't line up, fueling speculation that he didn't just leak the truth, he may have altered it. And once that idea took root, there was no going back. People online don't forgive easily, especially when a child is involved. The narrative shifted overnight. What once felt like a brave exposure now looked like a reckless act of vengeance, disguised as concern. Chrisean supporters demanded accountability louder than ever. They pointed out every flaw in Bino's story, every contradiction in his rants, every dramatic outburst that made him look unhinged. They pushed hashtags, created threads, recorded videos analyzing his behavior frame by frame. Suddenly, the internet wasn't just calling for consequences, they were calling for justice. And once a crowd decides someone is guilty, the rest is just a countdown. But the most heartbreaking shift happened behind the scenes. Family members who once laughed together, fought together, and posted each other proudly were no longer speaking. Lines had been drawn, loyalties fractured. People took sides based on emotion, ego, and long-buried resentment. This wasn't a simple fallout, it was generational damage unfolding in real time. Every new post felt like another fracture in a foundation already cracked from years of dysfunction. The pressure eventually reached Bino. His once defiant tone slowly transformed into sadness. His posts hinted at regret, confusion, and a desperation to be understood. It was the digital equivalent of someone realizing they set off a grenade, without knowing how big the blast radius would be. But by then, the damage was done. The internet doesn't offer do-overs. It offers receipts, screenshots, and judgment with express delivery. The most surprising twist came when an anonymous insider claimed that Bino wasn't acting alone. According to them, someone encouraged the leak, someone who wanted chaos. Someone who wanted the family broken enough to be easily manipulated. Whether it was true or just another rumor thrown into the storm, the idea sent shockwaves through every corner of the timeline. Suddenly people weren't just angry, they were suspicious. Because in a world where clout is currency, betrayal becomes a sport. As the dust settled, the consequences became painfully clear. Trust was gone, relationships were scorched, and the internet had witnessed a private implosion transform into a historic spectacle. The story didn't end with answers, it ended with scars. Scars the family would feel long after the last meme faded and the last headline died. And through it all, one truth remained hauntingly loud. Once you expose someone's private world to the public, you can never take it back. In the aftermath, everyone waited for one final move. Would Chrisean retaliate? Would Bino apologize? Would someone else step in and escalate the madness even further? Every silence felt like a cliffhanger. Every hour without drama felt like the calm before another storm. And the audience, the world, stayed glued, waiting for the next shockwave, the next leak, the next emotional explosion. In the story, there are no winners, only consequences, and the echoes of a family broken in full view of the world. If you're still here after all this chaos, congratulations, you officially survived one of the messiest digital disasters the internet has ever seen. Most people barely make it through a TikTok argument without needing a nap. But you just sat through a family meltdown so intense it could power a small city. Give yourself a trophy, a snack, or maybe an emotional support blanket because that was a ride before you go spiraling into another rabbit hole looking for updates. Do yourself a favor and hit that like button like it owes you money. Seriously, hit it the way Bino hit post without thinking twice. Smash it with the same energy Chrisean uses when she's exposing someone at 3 in the morning. Show that button the kind of commitment people in this story couldn't manage if their lives depended on it. And while you're at it, drop a comment. Tell me whose side you're on. Tell me who you think is lying. Tell me what twist you think is coming next. Or just type "this is wild" in all caps like half the internet did today. Your comment might spark a debate, start an argument, or get someone in their feelings. And honestly, isn't that what social media is for? Don't forget to subscribe too. You know how fast scandals hit. 1 minute everything's normal. The next minute someone's cousin is leaking medical records like he's auditioning for a spy movie. If you blink, you'll miss something. Stay plugged in, stay entertained, and stay ready for the next explosion. Because if there's one thing we've learned today, it's this: in this world, the drama never sleeps, and neither should your notifications. Never sleeps, and neither should your notifications.